Well, today I'm going to be making some paper cartridges for a cap and ball revolver. This is 44 caliber for the Colt 1860 Army and others. And you've seen me make these before, and I've always used the John Gurney method, and that has you making this former, right, that you form the paper around and glue everything up. But today I'm going to be trying a different method. I'm going to be using this system put together by Cliff Manley. And Cliff sends this whole kit out, and it's pretty neat. He's got an instruction card. He sends you coffee filters to use so they're not nitrated. He gives you a template for the paper. And he even sends you a nickel. Sends you a nickel to make the bottom piece, right? But the heart of his system is this former of his, which is an inside and an outside piece. Oops. And it's tapered. And that really is the key to his system for making really consistent paper cartridges. So I'm going to give it a try, and we'll see how it does. So the first thing you need to do is take these templates and cut out your actual skins for the cartridges. And I use coffee filters. These are just normal ones that I nitrate, soak them in a heavy solution of potassium nitrate to make them burn more completely. So you just trace that out and cut them up. And when you're done, you've got a bag full of paper pieces like that. And you're ready to get going on your cartridges. Alright, so here's the process for making the paper cartridges, and it's tedious, but that's the way it is. So we're going to be gluing this stuff up, and I use a product called water glass. It's sodium silicate liquid, but colloquially known as water glass, because it burns more completely than, say, Elmer's glue or most of the other things. Now, I've made just a few of these skins to try it, and what I've learned is you really have to take the skin from the template. I'll pull one out here. It comes out that big. You really have to cut them in half. Otherwise you'll be doubling it, and it really won't go into the former if it's doubled. So I'm going to take a little of the water glass. I'm just going to paint the edge of the paper, right? And then I'm going to wrap it around the mandrel. So, I get it on there, wrap it good and tight. Okay, close it up. Now I'm going to take a base. I'm going to paint water glass around the edge of it. Okay, I'm going to take that, I'm going to put it on the block. Now we're going to take the wrapper, and we're just going to push it right into the hole, and we're going to go all the way down until we bottom out, give it a nice flat bottom. Okay. So, having done that, the last step is to take an X-Acto knife, or other sharp knife. Doesn't have to be an X-Acto knife, but it's got to be sharp, and go around and cut the paper at the base. Okay, get a good clean edge. There we go. Alright, then twist out your former. Give it a little pop. Well, that should have gone. This one's a little tighter than I normally have them because it's not quite half. Alright. I'm going to put that in my block over here. Thanks a lot. And we're going to let it dry. Okay, well, when you've got a supply of paper shells all formed, you can start loading. So, got a Johnson Dow bullet. I'm using Elmer's glue for the bullet because it just provides more tack than the water glass. Water glass is great for the paper, but for the bullet, I'm not going to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the counter form. I'm going to put the shell in here, and I'm going to seat it just about far enough to be able to get the bullet in. So, using Swiss 3F powder because I want the velocity, I'm using a 1.6 cc 1.6 cubic centimeter scoop that I'm using from a Lee measure kit. So I got my powder in here. I'm just going to level it off. Right. I use this little funnel, little brass funnel. I'm going to put that in the cartridge mouth and let's pour the powder in. Okay. So you can see the powder is in here, and the paper is above the powder is where we're going to glue the bullet. So I'm going to take some of this Elmer's glue, just a drop, and I'm going to run a drop of that using a toothpick around the base of the bullet. Okay. Make sure I got everything covered. All right, now I'm going to try to put this in as straight as I can without curling any of the paper over it. Alright. Good. Right, now I'm going to press it down. You can hear it crunch a little bit. Maybe the mic's not picking that up, but I'm going to put it in, get a good compression on it. Alright, now I'm going to let the glue dry for a few minutes. Okay, because I want that bullet to stay on when I pop it out. Alright, now I'm going to just flip this over. You can see, right, that is the bottom of the counter die, and that's the cartridge right there, and by having it against a hard surface you can pack that powder nice and tightly, and that's exactly the way we want it. So in a minute I'm going to pop that out. Okay, so give the glue a minute to dry, make sure it adheres to the paper. I'm going to take the form and I'm going to just poke that cartridge out just to get started, and there we go. So there we have it. Nice tightly rolled paper cartridge ready to be lubed.